What's up, everybody? 15 minutes a game here. It is our NFL show. And I just wanted to start off by congratulating our dude, Javon, for getting a job with the NFL this past week.
Thank
So
you. Thank you.
clap, clap, clap. It's up to you. You want to go into a quick thing about what you're going to be doing or?
Oh yeah, I'm working in human resources and operations, so I'm happy to be representing the Shield and bringing the brand to a larger audience and representing the league and building out a strong team. So we're excited to bring the game to as many people as we can and chop it up here. So let's make it happen.
Yeah, man, we're excited for you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, I appreciate it, man.
And
Appreciate that, guys.
for sure. With all that being said, we try and stay under 15 minutes, but the NFL, they just do such a good job of being year round, no matter what. And so this week, there's so many different topics to go over. And what started the week off was Tim Tebow. These analysts were heated over Tim Tebow getting invited to the Jags training camp as a tight end. A lot of I would say 80% of the people that I saw, I watch all the shows whether I like them or not. uh Keyshawn was upset about it, Colin Cowherd, Joy Taylor, a lot of people. Does it bother you guys that Urban Meyer's bringing him in to try out as a tight end? Julian, what, what do you think?
I would say it does bother me, but it doesn't shock me. The only reason it bothers me, just because, as we know, as everyone I'm pretty sure in the shows have been mentioned, Colin Kaepernick. I feel like obviously he's a better quarterback than Tim Tebow, even though Tim Tebow is not being brought in as a QB. But it feels like Tebow's getting a lot unlimited chances just to play in the league, and that's understandable. If he has game, he has game. But I just want that same treatment for Kaepernick. Just give, like, I know he made his peaceful protest for police brutality. It wasn't against, as a lot of people like to say, the flag. But like, I want to see like a team give him a chance, because there's teams out there that needs a quarterback, and he's a Super Bowl. He's been to the Super Bowl, led a team there, so I feel like he should get that chance instead of Tebow. Even though Tebow, he's done his thing at Florida.
What do you think, Jay?
Yeah,
Because I got a lot written down for this one.
for sure. No, I think if Tebow can play and he's worth a roster spot, then he can be productive. Sure, it makes sense for the Jaguars. I also obviously, people help other people get hired, and part of the reason is like, hey, they worked together back in college of the Florida days. So it doesn't bother me. I don't, for me as a Titans fan, if Tebow isn't that great, then it doesn't hurt me in the division. So yeah, give him a chance. It's fine. I see it as like, is he going to be productive? And Urban Meyer knows football, so he's not going to bring in anyone to not be the starting tight end or whatever position. So I think Tebow, uh, as a guy that wants to keep his dream alive of playing professional football, sure, go for it. But we'll know pretty soon whether he can play or not. So that's how I see it. And if you're drafting him on your fantasy teams, I wouldn't spend a high pick on him. But hey, maybe a late round flyer, it might work out.
Yeah, we'll see if he even makes the team. I think I was just most heated that people were so heated about it. Keyshawn was literally talking about like this guy's money as if it were him. Tebow's 33, he hasn't played in the league in like 8 or 9 years. And to touch on the Kaepernick point, uh, just speaking about football, which I know it's hard to do when you talk about Kaepernick, but it's like they said he turned down tryouts, like he missed tryouts. Teams want him to come try out, and he didn't want to be a backup. Him and Tebow are the same age. If he makes it to the Jags as a tight end, I say good for him. One of Keyshawn's arguments was, and I like Keyshawn, I'm not knocking him. It's just I'm telling you all the things that I heard him say was like, or multiple people said that he's taking a job from like a younger uh, guy that just got out of college or a guy that's been trying to make it. Here's the thing. It's all about, like, life is unfortunately about who you know. In my regular job, right, working with kids, I got 3 of my friends' jobs, okay? 3 of my buddies.
Big
And
dog handing out
you guys know
jobs.
all of them. Sev, Troy, like, they're my homies. They got the job. Yeah, they interviewed, they filled out an app, right? They got the job because they're my friends. And we needed people. So let me run down, first of all, you tell me if you know these guys. These are the Jags tight ends that are going to be coming to training camp. Luke Farrell, okay? He was just drafted by them last month.
Washington State?
No, he used to play for Ohio State.
Okay.
Chris Manhertz. And
What a name. That's a great name.
Yeah, they joined veterans James O'Shaughnessy, Tyler Davis, and Ben Elferson. Okay? So you want why they're bringing Tebow in to see if he could catch the ball at tight end. And guess what? The Giants just signed Kelvin Benjamin, who's a few years younger than Tebow, who was a wide receiver, to play tight end, and you didn't hear anything about it. At the end of the day, I think people make these arguments because these shows, similar to ours, right, but on a much bigger scale, need something to talk about. You know,
For sure.
If he and here's the thing: if he doesn't make the team, who cares? If he makes the team and he produces, what can you say?
And 100%, I think that argument that he's taking snaps or opportunities away from younger players, it doesn't really hold up when you think about it, to the sense that, like, there's plenty of is Tom Brady taking snaps away from Kyle Trask? If the guy can play, he can play. So, you know, whether they figure out how to put him in situations to throw the ball in a gadget play, or you know, get him open over the middle of the field, if he can be productive, then you know what, he deserves that spot. So it's hard to criticize the move before any games are being played. But I will say, from the media standpoint, though, is like, it kind of is, it sucks for Trevor Lawrence, because maybe it's good for him. I mean, he kind of seems like a low key guy in a way, because like all the attention's going away from him. Nobody's talking about who the number one prospect is since Peyton Manning. I mean, this guy's, you know, the number one pick for a reason. So that's how I see it as far as like the media is concerned.
Yeah, I think they just get bent out of shape, you know, and just with the Kaepernick thing, it's like Kaepernick's going to be 44 and they're still going to be saying, what about Kaepernick? You know what I mean? I'm just talking about football. I'm just being straight up giving you opinions.
I agree.
Maybe I'll get canceled. I don't know. With all this QB talk, Tim Tebow, Colin Kaepernick, Kyle Trask, Tom Brady, Trevor Lawrence, right? We got 5 rookie QBs that were drafted in the first round, okay? We know Trevor Lawrence, who we've mentioned already, is going to start for the Jags, and this is obviously all barring injuries. And Zach Wilson is going to start for the Jets. That's why they traded Darnold. They drafted him number 2 overall. We got Trey Lance, who went number 3 to the 49ers, Justin Fields, who the Bears traded up for, that they got at 11, and Mac Jones, who was drafted by the Patriots, number 15. Out of those 3 guys, who do you think, and not necessarily who do you think deserves to start first, who do you think is the best player, but out of those 3, who do you think will actually start first? Javon, let's hear what you got for that.
Yeah. So of those 3 guys, I actually think that your guy, Justin Fields, is gonna start first.
Yeah, you think season opener?
No, I don't. I think Dalton comes in and they realize that they have a Ferrari in the garage and they're driving a Honda Civic, and here comes Jay Fields. So I think Garoppolo gets 1 more year, but I mean, there's always the injury risk with him. So should Garoppolo get hurt, then Trey Lance obviously steps right in. And then Mac Jones, they signed Cam to another deal So I don't really see Mac Jones coming in and being a starter right away, especially with Belichick. He likes to play pretty close to the vest and conservatively. So I wouldn't say Jones. So I would say Justin Fields, just because who's actually the starter or supposed to be right now, which is Andy Dalton.
I'm going with Justin Fields. I know, as Andy Dalton has stated, he went to Chicago to be a starting quarterback. But let's be honest, we saw Andy Dalton last year. Unfortunately, after the Dak Prescott injury, Dak led the league in passing yards. And what happened with Dallas? Offense just MIA. And that's what Andy Dalton. He had Zeke went MIA. So it's just like, I love the confidence. You know me, I love confidence. Andy Dalton's ready to compete. But like Javon said with the Lamborghini and Civic, like, or Ferrari, I'm sorry. Like, that's the comparison. So let's be smart, Nagy in Chicago, and put Justin Fields in the mix. Like, it might not be the first game, but just you might want to see how Andy produces. And sadly, he has to go against the Rams defense, so it might be a little dud.
Plus, man, all these Bears fans never hear the end of it until
that's
Jay Fields.
True.
You know what I mean?
That's what I have.
Very true.
So I'll go quick in order from the bottom to the top. I don't see Belichick starting Mac Jones. Even, as bad as Cam played last season, he's still a veteran. I do think Mac Jones starts at some point, but he won't be the first out of these three. The reason why I have Justin Fields at number 2, I do have how Bears fans are just hungry for him. I mean, I've never been so excited about seeing clips from rookie training camp. Just everybody, the way they're saying that Justin Fields is just already a leader on the field. Just, a rookie ran the wrong route and he went over and like talked to him about what he should do. And then you hear about stories of Trubisky from 2017 and like the dude was fumbling snaps. So I would love for it to be Fields, but Nagy's stance is Andy Dalton is our starter. Now, doesn't mean that's how it's going to be week 1 or week 2. I think it's just going to be Trey Lance because no matter, the Niners organization is kind of saying the same thing as the Bears, right? Jimmy G's our starter. Jimmy G's injury prone, and I think it's very similar. Jimmy G is better than Dalton, but Trey Lance is very similar to Justin Fields, right? You got this new toy that you picked up at the store, number 3 overall, and Niners fans are hungry. They're not, maybe not as hungry as Bears fans because they've had Joe Montana and Steve Young and other legendary QBs, but I see it being Lance. I don't know when. I think Lance and Fields definitely starting games by week 3 or 4, if not week 1. So we'll see. But
okay,
glad you guys both picked.
So is it Lance, or like if you had to choose, then who would it be? Lance.
I have Lance number 1.
Okay.
So yeah, like I said, it's not so much based on who I want, but just who I think and why. I mean, Jimmy G, you nailed it. It's in my notes too. He's injury prone. I mean, the guy might not make it out of the preseason. So
right. So it's almost by default that they would have to put Trey in.
Yeah, it could be. So segueing into the next topic, which has the Niners involved, I wanted to know, out of the teams that finished last place, this is a tough one, man. It took me a while to pick who I thought would go from worst to first. The teams that were last place in their division last year were the 49ers, who we touched on, the Atlanta Falcons, Philadelphia Eagles, Detroit Lions, Trevor Lawrence's Jags, the New York Jets, the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Denver Broncos. So out of those teams, who do you guys have going from worst to first in their division? Not saying Super Bowl champions.
Right. Well, every year there's always a team that the year before was horrible in the division and then jumps into first place. This is a good question. And we're pretty early here to start predicting stuff, but hey, me, I'm always into picking winners. So I'm going to go with unfortunately, I had to choose the Jags here. Because just based on the division and where all these teams are going to end up. So the Niners obviously play in the best division in football. The Falcons are in the NFC South. The Bucks are ready to repeat, run it back, whatever. The Eagles, big questions around quarterback and the rest are skill position players. I guess you could make a case for them because it's the NFC East, but I still think actually they're the worst team in the NFC East again. Lions are going to struggle this year with Goff. The Jets are in the AFC East. Zach Wilson, rookie QB against 3 defensive coaches, is not going to turn out well. And the Bengals are in the AFC North with the Ravens, Steelers, and Browns, who I don't know, like those 3 equally could be playoff teams. The Broncos have the Chiefs to deal with. So I'm going to go with the Jags just because Trevor Lawrence, the book is not out on him yet. And the rest of the division is open. Carson Wentz, first year with the Colts. The Titans, I would love for them to be competitive and win the division, but they could very well take a step back. And the Texans are not expected to do much. So I'm going to go with the Jags of those teams.
I love it. That's a great answer. Tim Tebow at tight end. You never know. Who you got, Julian?
Tim Tebow, QB1, man.
Oh, imagine. Dude, I got the Falcons. I'm going with Atlanta with the addition of Kyle Pitts. I know they're in the NFC South, but I feel like the Buccaneers, they know what they can do, and they might drop a few games early and kind of fall 2-3 games behind the Falcons and catch up, make it a 1-game trail by a game. But I have the Falcons. I'm taking I'll go with the Falcons with the new addition of the head coach. They got that new system. They finished the season off strong going into the offseason. So I'll put my hopes in Atlanta. Don't let me down, Matt Ryan.
That's bold, man. With
Very bold statement.
Tampa Tom going.
Atlanta.
Man.
Home Depot off the blank. I got you.
This was painful, but I, like Javon said, I don't see, even if they got Aaron Rodgers, Broncos, they're competing with Mahomes, Herbert, David Carr, the Bengals in a tough division. It just, I don't want to go over everything Javon said again, but everything he said, I agree with. And I could see the Jags going from worst to first. I think they're just an awful team, the one I'm picking, the Philadelphia Eagles. But I'll give you my handful of reasons. They're in a trash division. I know Dak's coming back. He's coming off a big injury. There's no guarantee what they're going to do. I know they revamped their defense. Washington has a great defense. They don't have great QB play. The Giants, they got Kenny Golladay, but their coaching isn't great, in my opinion. Daniel Jones is Daniel Jones. So what do the Eagles have? The Eagles have the easiest schedule in the NFL based on last season. They literally have the number 1 schedule when it comes to being the easiest. So there's not a lot of reasons why I picked them other than that. And I just look at the other divisions and they're so hard that I had to go with the division where the team that won it last season did not have an above 500 record or even a 500 record. So
it's crazy. The Eagles finished last and they were in that game Sunday night against the football team, right?
They could have
won the division.
Yeah, they would have been 5-10-1 and they would have been like division champs or something. I don't know. So that division,
and Peterson put in Sudfeld, or what was the guy's name? The quarterback. Exactly. That was the game, right?
Yeah, that was it.
Amazing.
So it's a bizarre division. Thanks for entertaining me, guys, on that one.
So we'll see how these predictions change, but for sure.
Yeah, we'll see. And I know it's early, but got to have a long NFL show late at night. We're filming. It's after 10 o'clock. The NFL schedule came out on Wednesday. So I asked our crew, Julian's favorite team is the Rams. Javon's is the Titans. And of course, mine is the Bears. So we'll do it this way. I asked the guys and myself, pick the game you're looking forward to the most for your favorite team for Thursday night football, Sunday night football, and Monday night football. So we'll kind of just rotate, right? Like Javon goes, then Julian, then me, and just we'll start with your favorite teams. So Javon, who do you want to see the Titans play? Like what game is most exciting to you?
Yeah, for sure. It's tough, man. The Titans go through a really rough patch from weeks. What is this? I think 5 through 7 or 4 through 6.
Mhm.
They play the Bills, Chiefs, Colts, and the Rams all in a row. So we'll be really lucky to go 2-2 through that stretch. And I'm just being realistic. Of those games, obviously, I'm going to look forward to seeing Patrick Mahomes. If I could buy tickets to any one of those games, it would be to the Kansas City game in Tennessee at Nissan Stadium, because the Chiefs are a highlight show every time they step on the field. So I'm going to go with that game against the Chiefs. And my second would be in LA against the Rams, just because, we got some Rams fans here. So those would be my two. One, I had to do an honorable mention for the SoFi crew.
Who do you have for the Rams, Julian?
We're going to go to that game, actually.
Hey, I'm there.
Yeah.
Watch for me. Go against the Bucks when they come to to LA on week 3. Rams got the Bucks, gave them an L in Tampa Bay last season. I'm hoping for the same thing in SoFi with Matt Stafford behind center.
You're excited, man. I like
He's hyped.
18th excitement, man.
Let's go.
Nice. I'm going, man. The Bears have like the 3rd or 4th toughest schedule. So it's kind of like they run this gauntlet too, where
when you say that, so it helps you by saying, hey, they have a tough schedule. So if they do really well, look at all these teams they beat. But if they lose, then it's a really tough schedule.
No, I'm optimistic, man. We got Justin Fields, so
okay. All right.
I picked
just giving you a hard time here.
What's new? I picked Bears versus Ravens in Chicago, week 11. By then, I think Fields will have started a handful of games, and what better matchup than seeing Justin Fields go against Lamar Jackson in Soldier Field? So the last Bears,
yeah.
We'll see about the defenses. They're both supposed to be decent. Last time they played in 2017, the Bears won in overtime. So that game excites me the most. I mean, there's so many good games that I would like to see, but if I could get tickets to a Bears home game, besides the divisional games, that's who I'd go for.
Is that in December?
It is week 11. I think it's November.
It's going to be a snowy game, most likely too.
Yeah. And I think both teams. Well, I hope at least the Bears are good, decent, 500. Thursday night football, Julian. What game are you looking forward to?
Thursday night.
And I know we know some of these games are not always the best, but
exactly. I'm gonna go with the Seahawks, the division match. It's always a close game when they play Seattle, but it's going to be in Seattle week 5 game. So I like to just obviously it seems like it always comes down to a field goal with these two teams. Pete Carroll has tricks up his sleeve. Exactly. So that's the game I'm looking forward to.
Nice. What about you, Javon?
Well, I got to shout out to DraftKings because they wrote up a pretty cool article on Thursday Night Football, and they had a great point. Week 8, Packers and Cardinals, Rodgers versus Kyler Murray. I think that's going to be a shootout classic kind of game. So I'm going with, Packers Cardinals week 8.
Okay.
I like that.
You think Aaron Rodgers is going to be there?
Let's hope so.
Okay.
Let's not hope so. You ready for mine? Mine's a shocker. Thursday Night Football, week 4. Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, and Tim Tebow at Cincinnati facing Joe Burrow. And it's really, I just want to see these two young QBs sling the ball. A lot of these Thursday night games end up being duds. and I feel like those teams are not great ever in the recent years, but it could be a really good, high scoring, fun matchup with a lot of young, good players. Burrow, T. Higgins, Joe Mixon, and then all the guys I just mentioned on the Jags. So,
Yeah, no, I like that.
all right.
Colorful game too. Thursday night games. Those
Yeah,
jerseys.
yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, the color rush.
Sunday night football. I'll start this one. I got week 6, the Seattle Seahawks at the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it's really mostly because two of my best friends, Danny, who is my dude who loves the Seahawks I still don't really know why. And one of my best friends, Aaron, who's a Steelers fan. Uh, Seahawks have an advantage. They are 10-9 against the Steelers in 19 matchups, including the Super Bowl that they actually lost to Pittsburgh. So Russ versus Ben. I think it'll be a fun matchup.
It might be Ben's last year too.
Julian, I hope we pick the same game, bro.
Okay. You want to go first?
Go ahead.
I'm going with the Ravens Chiefs.
Okay.
Week 3. See another Jackson Mahomes duel. It's always a shootout with those two on the field. Sunday night game start. Lights are on, cameras are out. The big time players are going to play. And also, that's a big night for fantasy football. So I know I'm going to be attached to it.
Yeah, that's going to be a sick one for sure. The Chiefs went in there last year, won pretty easily.
Yeah, this one's in Arrowhead this time.
Yeah, so I mean, last week on the show, I picked out Bucks at Pats to be the game I wanted to see the most.
Yeah, I knew you were picking that. That's why I didn't pick it.
All right, but week 9, Titans at Rams. Come on, man.
November 7th.
I got to be at that game. Sunday night football. Come on now. Al Michaels, what's up, dude? Let's hang out.
I pick all Rams, so I'll let you pick that one for me.
Yeah, we got a Rams fan on the show.
We can film live.
We stunk it up in Green Bay last year when it was snowing. So I think we'll have a better performance against the Rams here at SoFi. And that's the game I'm looking forward to most on Sunday night.
I like that
high scoring game.
I hope so.
Who you guys
Derrick
got?
Henry against Aaron Donald, man. Wow, what a collision.
Oh my gosh. Big rig versus big rig.
You guys got from Monday Night Football, your favorite matchup, and then we're almost done.
Well, this was a tougher one. I feel like, I don't know, the Sunday night games were better matchups. I'm gonna go with Raiders Chargers in week 4.
Okay.
LA against Las Vegas. It's in SoFi as well, so that should be a fun game. Justin Herbert, Derek Carr, John Gruden's an offensive coach, so I could see the scoreboard lighting up in that game. And I mean, who doesn't love Raiders Chargers? That's going with week 4, October 4th, Raiders and Chargers.
Okay.
I like it. Who you got, Jules?
I'm going week 6, Titans versus Bills. I have Javon's Titans, Tannehill and Derrick Henry going against Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. So I like that matchup right there. Both, they're known for just being grit, grind, hard-hitting teams, playing stable football. And obviously both quarterbacks, Tannehill and Allen, can run, get out that pocket. So that's a good matchup I would like to see on Monday night.
Yeah, that will be a good one.
Oh yeah.
I took my team week 9. They play the AFC North, as you heard. I mentioned the Ravens earlier, and it's Bears at Steelers. I think it'll be another tough test for the Bears. Maybe by week 7 I won't be saying this. Maybe the Bears will be really awful. I looked it up. Bears lead that series 19-7 and 1. So it's kind of crazy, but I think it'll be a fun game. Hopefully can watch it with my buddy Aaron. Yeah, and I got a Guess Who game. I know it's a long show. I want to end it on a fun note. I really liked Javon's game last week, even though he couldn't stump me. But
Ooh.
I don't think he knew my Bears knowledge and dedication. So I wanted to do the same game with you guys. And we'll start with Javon. Tennessee Titans, last 10 years, okay? So we're not talking Houston Oilers. My first clue to you is 2006 6th-round pick by the San Francisco 49ers.
6th round.
Drafted by the 49ers, though, not the Titans, in 2006. If you want the next one, let me know.
2006. Chris Johnson?
No. Three-time Pro Bowler. 14-year career. His best season was 2015. 94 receptions, 1,100 yards almost, and 6 touchdowns.
Kenny Britt?
No. It's the last clue I got down. And maybe this will give it to you. Started off at Mount San Antonio College, junior college, and then transferred to Central Missouri.
What the?
3
Man,
times.
I'm stumped.
All right. Delaney Walker.
Delaney.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, he was drafted in 06.
Delaney to Mount
Yeah,
Sac.
man.
Wow.
That's a good one, Steve.
Like 2014
Nice.
to 16, he had these monster years. You got to look up his numbers.
Yeah, he was one of those top tight ends for sure.
Yeah.
Wow, what a career, man. That was great.
Like, I didn't know until, I mean, you knew he was always good, right? But then you look, and he just played with the Niners and finished with the Titans. It's kind of like half his career. For Julian,
nice one.
Thank you.
Very nice.
For Julian, I don't know if you guys know this. We've given him shit before. His original favorite team was not the LA Rams. And please don't cancel me, but it was, at the time, it was the Washington Redskins. So I picked a player from that team.
Okay.
10 years. In 2008, they were a 6th-round pick of the Indianapolis Colts. That's your first clue.
2008 6th-round pick. Ooh.
These 6th-rounders, man.
I want to make it easy, but I want to make sure it was guys that if I stumped you, you knew who they were, and it wasn't, the backup left guard.
Jordan Reed.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
11-year career with the Colts, the Washington team, and the 49ers. Their best statistical season was 2013. Crazy stats, 113 yards, 113 catches, under 1,400 yards, and 5 touchdowns.
Where was he drafted?
He was drafted in 2008 by the Colts. And again, obscure college, like started off at Norwich University and transferred to Mount Union College. It's the last clue I got. When I say the name, you're going to know. Just listen to the teams. Colts, Skins, 49ers.
I know it.
Be my guest, because
I think I do.
Go for it.
Got it, Javon.
Jordan Reed?
No. He said Reed.
Oh,
he did. Okay.
Yeah. All right. I won't keep you guys
Vernon Davis?
Ooh.
Pierre Garçon.
Pierre. Wow.
Monsieur Garçon.
Yeah.
Oui.
I thought maybe the Colts drafting him would help you.
Damn, that was a good one. Pierre was.
Those were tough.
He was that stuff for the Washington team.
Yeah.
You like these late round
I didn't want
6
to make it
rounds?
too easy, man. You know.
No, those were good.
Those are great.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit easier for next week.
Maybe. I won't have the NFL show. We'll see. Anyway, if you listen to this entire NFL show, you're a true fan of ours, and we appreciate it. We did
Thank
hit
you.
over 500 listens last week. If you can get us to 600 this week, we'll love you forever. We love you forever anyway. 15 minutes a game. Check us out, Spotify, Apple Podcast, all our social medias. Once again, congrats to Javon for making it to the NFL.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm in the league now.
That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
All right, guys. Thanks again. Have a great week and listen to us next week. Peace.